Have you ever wondered about the ingenious and deadly weapons used in medieval times and how they evolved over centuries? From the early 5th century to the late 15th, the medieval period was a time of rapid change and innovation, particularly in the realm of warfare. Kings and knights, peasants and lords all had a stake in the art of battle. The weapons they wielded weren't merely tools of war. They were symbols of power, status, and even personal identity. From the simplest bow and arrow to the most elaborate suits of armor, every piece of weaponry had a story to tell. During this period, warfare was a common occurrence, shaping societies and influencing political landscapes. Whether it was a king expanding his kingdom, a knight defending his honor, or a peasant uprising, the weapons they used played a pivotal role in their success or failure. In this journey through time, we will explore the evolution of these deadly tools of war. As we step into the early medieval period, weapons were simple, yet effective. The dawn of this era brought about an era of simplicity, where the weapons of choice were largely dictated by their utility and ease of production. Take, for instance, the humble sword, a weapon that became synonymous with the medieval era. Crafted from iron and later steel, the sword was a versatile weapon, capable of slashing and thrusting with equal effectiveness. Its design was simple: a long, sharp edge on one side, a pointed tip, and a hilt to hold onto. Yet it was this simplicity that made it a formidable weapon on the battlefield. It was easy to handle, quick to strike, and deadly in the right hands. Then there was the spear, arguably one of the most primitive weapons, yet highly effective in its purpose. The spear was essentially a long wooden shaft with a pointed metal tip. It was a weapon of distance, allowing warriors to keep their enemies at bay while delivering lethal blows. The spear was not just a weapon of the individual, but of the formation. Rows of spearmen could form a wall of points that was nearly impossible to breach, making it a staple in medieval armies. Lastly, let's not forget the axe. This tool-turned-weapon was a symbol of raw power and brutal simplicity. With a heavy iron head mounted on a wooden handle, the axe could deliver crushing blows that could shatter shields and break lines. The axe was not as elegant as the sword, nor as strategic as the spear, but in the chaos of battle, it was a weapon to be feared. These were the weapons of the early medieval era, simple in design, yet highly effective in combat. They were the tools that defined the warfare of the period, and they set the stage for the evolution of medieval weaponry. But as warfare tactics evolved, so did the weapons. Enter the High Middle Ages, a time of knights and castles, and the weapons became more sophisticated. As the world marched into the High Middle Ages, the tools of war evolved alongside it. The longbow, the crossbow, and the flail emerged as some of the most iconic weapons of the era. These weren't just tools for combat, they were instruments of change that dictated the tactics of warfare, and ultimately, the fate of nations. The longbow, a towering weapon crafted from a single piece of yew, was a true game-changer. With a range of up to 200 yards and the ability to pierce through armor, the longbow turned the tide of many battles, allowing armies to strike from afar with lethal precision. Then came the crossbow, a weapon that was both feared and revered. Compact yet deadly, its mechanical design allowed for a slower reload, but a powerful armor-piercing shot. This leveled the playing field, as it required less physical strength to operate, making it a weapon for all, not just the burly. And let's not forget the flail, a weapon that was as terrifying as it was effective. With a spiked ball attached to a handle by a chain, it was a weapon that embodied the brutal and unforgiving nature of medieval warfare. These weapons not only changed the battlefield, but also the fate of nations. Let's delve deeper into the arsenal of the medieval era, where the ingenuity of warfare was not limited to just the longbow, crossbow, and flail. Enter the mace, the halberd, and the trebuchet. The mace, a weapon as straightforward as it was devastating. Crafted from iron or steel, the mace was often a weapon of choice for the cavalry, its heavy head delivering crushing blows that could shatter shields and armor alike. Then there was the halberd, a versatile polearm that combined the functions of a spear and an axe. Its long reach and multi-purpose design made it a formidable weapon on the battlefield, capable of piercing armor, hooking riders off their horses, and holding the line against charging enemies. Finally, we have the trebuchet, a powerful siege weapon that changed the face of warfare. This mechanical marvel, powered by counterweights, was capable of hurling large projectiles, from stones to fire-laden pots, over great distances, smashing through the walls of castles and fortresses. These weapons, each unique in their design and purpose, further demonstrate the ingenuity of medieval warfare, as warriors and engineers alike sought to gain the upper hand in the deadly dance of battle. The weapons of the medieval era have left a lasting legacy on warfare and society. They were more than mere tools of destruction. They were instruments that shaped the course of history, affecting everything from battlefield tactics to social hierarchy. One significant piece of weaponry was the arbalest, a powerful variation of the crossbow. Unlike its predecessor, the arbalest was larger and had a steel prod or bow, which significantly improved its range, power, and accuracy. It surpassed other weapons of its time, allowing armies to engage enemies from a safe distance. This led to a shift in tactics from close combat to long-range engagements. The arbalest also played a significant role in social structure, as it was a weapon that required skill rather than brute strength, thus elevating the status of crossbowmen in the military hierarchy. Another key weapon in this era was the halberd, a weapon that combined the functions of a spear and an axe. Its versatility made it a staple in the armories of medieval armies. The halberd was not only a symbol of military power, but also of social status, often by the bodyguards of high-ranking individuals. Medieval weaponry has also permeated popular culture. From the swords of the Knights of the Round Table to the trebuchets in epic fantasy tales, these weapons are embedded in our collective imagination. They've inspired countless books, movies, and video games, shaping our perception of era. Even today, the echoes of these weapons can be found in our stories, games, and our understanding of history. From simple axes to complex cannons, the medieval era was a time of rapid evolution in weapons technology. It was an age of invention and innovation, where the need for survival spurred the creation of tools that would change the course of warfare, and in turn, the course of history. We started our journey at the dawn of the medieval era. This was a time when weaponry was as rudimentary as it was brutal. Axes, swords, and spears were the mainstay of any warrior's arsenal. These were handheld, close combat weapons that required great skill and strength to wield effectively. As we moved into the High Middle Ages, we saw the introduction of more complex and sophisticated weaponry. The warhammer, for instance, became a game-changer on the battlefield. It was a weapon that required less physical strength to use and could deliver deadly force from a distance. It was during this period that we also saw the emergence of plate armor, which necessitated the development of warhammers designed to penetrate or crush these new defenses. The late Middle Ages brought with it the advent of gunpowder and the birth of artillery. The cannon, a weapon that could destroy fortifications from a great distance, marked a significant shift in warfare strategies. It was the beginning of a new era of conflict, where the battlefield extended beyond the reach of swords and arrows. And finally, we explored the legacy of these medieval weapons. From the trebuchet to the longbow, these tools of war have left an indelible mark on our history and culture. They have influenced the way we fight wars, the way we build our cities, and the way we view power and authority. These weapons, brutal and ingenious, shaped the course of history and continue to fascinate us today. They are a testament to human ingenuity, a reminder of our turbulent past, and a symbol enduring impact of technology on our world. Don't forget to tune in next time for more fascinating insights into history. If you enjoyed this journey through medieval weaponry, make sure to like, subscribe, and share our video. Until next time, keep exploring.